You're watching LMCC.
Hi, I'm Kellie Murphy-Ringate, Fire Marshal and Public Educator for the Excelsior Fire District, and welcome to First Responder TV, your local public safety source, featuring training exercises, safety tips, and much more. Here's what's coming up on First Responder TV. I'll talk with Jim Woodruff with Wheels of Honor, Minnesota. Scam Alert will give you an update on scams that have been targeting citizens in the lake area. From the Vault, we'll revisit informative First Responder TV segments from the past. Joining me now is Jim Woodruff, Vice Chair of Wheels of Honor, Minnesota. Thanks for joining us, Jim. So can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved with Wheels of Honor, Minnesota?
Minnesota Wheels of Honor is an organization that honors military, police, fire, all first responders. And so my background, my father was a Korean War vet, served in the Navy. His whole side of the family was involved in law enforcement, and a couple of them were firefighters. And I never did that, but I always had a real strong appreciation for it. And so a number of years back, when a group of people decided that, we'd like to do something, I was real interested. And I was a member of the Minnesota Patriot Guard, which honors military, and when they come to deployments or when they come home or there's a funeral or whatever. And so this kind of morphed out of the people that were part of that. And so when we decided to expand that mission, we thought, okay, our first responders really don't get any support. They don't get the visual support that you do with the military, and not that the military don't deserve it, but we feel like law enforcement and all first responders, fire and dispatch included, are really the people behind the scenes. I use the phrase, what if somebody calls 911 someday and nobody shows up? A group of us, and most of us are motorcyclists, and we had the passion for motorcycles, and we did missions with the Patriot Guard and some other organizations, and we would go to the home of a fallen soldier and let them know that we recognized their loss, but it seemed like there was something missing. And we were all part of several different organizations, and a couple of them we felt kind of lost their way. And so we decided, what, let's pick the ball up here. And we got some of those folks that were involved in those other organizations, said, what's your vision? And when we all put that all together, this is what we came up with. We formed it in 2022. We are official with the state of Minnesota. We are an official 501c3 nonprofit. So all of that generated out of some meetings starting in early 2022. One of the things that is in our bylaws is that this group, whether it grows or whether it doesn't out of the state, will always be centered around Minnesota. So everything is Minnesota volunteers, Minnesota families, Minnesota firefighters, Minnesota military. So it's all within our state, and that's where our focus is.
Who gets honored by Wheels of Honor? Talk about that process.
Okay, so it can be anyone that has served in our military, has served as a law enforcement, firefighter, EMT, dispatcher. It's locating them, finding out what their distinguished service is. It could be a fallen hero, it could be a currently serving, it could be someone that had many years of service. So it's we look at it all, and of course we reach out to individuals when we're made aware of them, like hey, we've identified Mr. Smith as a longtime police officer or a retired firefighter that served 30 years. And then we start that process to reach out to them and see, are you available? Are you willing? Do you want this recognition? And sometimes they say no. But in a lot of cases, the family will say, yes, we want that for our loved one. So that's how we connect with them, and that's how we find them. And so then we'll make plans to go wherever they happen to be, whether it's in northern Minnesota, southern, metro, wherever it is, and we go there. And we do this primarily on motorcycles. I kind of always tease everybody. It's like, if we all showed up in beige minivans, no one would notice we're there. But when we show up in mass in a group of bikes, people take notice, and that raises awareness for, you may be living right across the street from somebody that's done some magnificent things and you don't even know it. And we've had that experience.
It sounds like your organization goes out and looks for these people.
Yes, we
but
do.
can a family member or a friend or a fellow firefighter, police officer reach out to Wheels of Honor?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We have a Facebook page. It's MN Wheels of Honor. We have a website, mnwheelsofhonor.org, and there is a way to contact us through email through that. And if somebody knows somebody, or a family member, or a neighbor, or whomever, by all means, reach out to us and let us know who they are. And we can't get to everybody. We're a small group. We can't get to everybody all at once, but we build a list. And in some cases, that person may not want the recognition. But in most cases, we'll make that connection, let them know who we are and what we do, and it usually is a fit.
How would our viewers get more involved, like as volunteers, donating, maybe joining the board? How can people get more involved to help Wheels of Honor?
Well, again, you can go to our website, and there are ways to contact us there. You can join us on Facebook. And so anyone that wants to get involved with us, we'd love to be. And you don't have to ride a motorcycle to get involved in this. We have ways for people to be involved that don't ride a bike. And so we have ways to do that. So you just need to reach out to us. The only requirement is that you have honor and respect for our first responders and our military. And we would love to have more people, because again, it's a small group. It's growing. And we want it to grow further, because we want to be able to reach all corners of the state of Minnesota and not just certain little pockets that we've penetrated so far.
So I think I want to explain to our viewers, when we talk about first responders, we are talking about police officers, firefighters. Are we also talking about people in the EMS, like ambulance?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's that whole encompass. I want people to understand first responders usually refers to the first people on an emergency scene.
Yes.
So you umbrella that whole group.
Yes, and let's not leave out dispatchers, because the dispatcher is in the background, is filtering all the information that's coming into them, and have to remain calm and get the information to the people out in the field. And again, going back to, but if you call 911, nobody answers the phone. There are instances, and I've heard the calls come out where all this information is coming in, and it's a critical incident situation, and that dispatcher just sounds as calm as that they're talking to their mother on the phone on a Sunday. And I can only imagine what the turmoil is going on inside, but they project that calm demeanor that they have to get people to do what they need them to do. So we definitely want to include them in that group.
Can private citizens donate, and can businesses sponsor or donate?
Absolutely, they can. Okay. So we have set up with the state of Minnesota. We are a nonprofit, 501c3. So any donations are tax deductible. We do have some partners that have contributed to us. Bob FM radio station is one of them, part of their Minnesota Country Salute CD project every year. The Minnesota Military Family Foundation is another one that we work with hand in hand, and they're also part of the Bob CD program. Dennis Kirk Corporation was one that made a generous donation to us earlier in the year to help us get started. So there are a number of ways, and again, everything is tax deductible. So if somebody wants to make a donation, and they can make it in a donation in honor of or in memory of whomever, if they want to honor their loved one, they can do it that way as well. And we'll make sure that that gets on our website and that goes into our things that we send out to people.
So do you have, or are you looking for more like emergency first responder partnerships with other organizations?
Yes, we would welcome that. We have made some initial reaches to people, and we've got some conversations ongoing right now with some, but we're always looking for more. Because again, our goal is to reach out and honor and respect and make known that, all of our first responders and our military are vital to us, and our way of life would be completely different if we didn't have those people. So we want to make sure that they get acknowledged and recognized.
So do you hold events, and is there any events coming up?
We do have events. We had 4 events this year so far. We had 3 ride/visits, we'd call them. We had a fun ride and a barbecue just a couple weeks ago in Maple Grove. We're working on a meet and greet. We're going to do a couple of those over the winter months because, of course, we're in Minnesota, so motorcycle riding isn't the greatest that time of the year. We'll have it on our website. We'll have it on our Facebook page, and it's a way to come on out, see who we are, We're going to invite area first responders and folks that are in the military to come out and be there as well, so we can interact with them. So just kind of putting everyone together, and you just never know what you're going to get when you put people together. There's some great ideas that come up out of there, some new opportunities that'll arise, and you know, it's a way for us to reach out into the community and say, hey, we got your back, thank you.
So we can't talk about events and be at Excelsior Fire without talking about the Sweeney family.
We cannot.
And so that's how I got to know you and met you and was able to work with you. So can you talk a little bit about the Sweeney family and even how you found them?
One of our friends and rider families, the Just family, Cindy Just, was a Sweeney. We found out about the Sweeneys. And the Sweeneys, if you go outside to the Excelsior Fire Department and look at the stone out there, you can't go more than 3 or 4 names without finding the name Sweeney. They go back 120 plus years. So the legacy of that is really phenomenal. It's something you don't hear about very often. So, and it's interesting when I talked to Mr. Sweeney and I said, so you served 70 years? He said 70 and a half. I said, I'm sorry. I missed out on that half a year.
Counts.
That 6 months counts. It absolutely does. But what an incredible story. I mean, the man served 50 plus years, and then after he retired, he'd come back and man the station so another firefighter could go out on a call. And he did that for 10, 12, 14 years, whatever it was. Then his son and his son-in-law, and we always kid Dave, it's like, was that a requisite to be a firefighter to get into the family? And he just laughs, but you know, in reality, that is a legacy for that family that goes back generations and is continuing on still. So it was a great honor for us to meet them and be able to say thank you and express our appreciation for what they do and for what all of the family and all of them do. But yes, it was great to meet them, and it was so awesome to be able to put that together and get a tour of the fire department as well.
Yeah, the fire station, which is dedicated to Skip John Sweeney.
Yes.
Yes, so it was a great event, and I encourage anybody, if you have to nominate anyone, it is better than you could ever imagine, is how I would describe it.
Well, it's an honor for us to do it, and you know, if we always say if the people that we're honoring get a little bit of the satisfaction that we get out of it, then all the effort is worth it.
Can you tell us some of your best experiences or some of the best stories you have out of your experience with doing these honors?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the people that was on our initial committee was a retired police officer. And early on in our meetings and our discussions, he was diagnosed with ALS. So he had to step aside. And so when it came time, it took us all of 22 to get the foundation of the organization put in place. And when 2023 came up, and our first event this was going to be on Armed Forces Day in May of 2023. It's also the culmination of Law Enforcement Appreciation Week. And we couldn't think of a better way to honor our friend Jim Woodruff than to go to his house. So we went to the state capitol, we laid a wreath at the Law Enforcement Memorial, then we en masse invaded Circle Pines, Minnesota, and we had an escort from some of his former law enforcement comrades and Centennial Lakes Police. We went to his house. Being able to give back to Jim, he was a law enforcement for 28 plus years. His father was there, who has now since then passed away. So it was really great that we were able to put that together for him. That was a special one. And we also were up in Glenwood, Minnesota in July and visited with the family of fallen Deputy Josh Owen, his widow and his son, and several of the law enforcement people up there. Every one of those is different. Every one of them tugs at your heartstrings just a little bit in a different way. It really is a way for us to connect, and you see the emotion in these folks' face. And again, going back to Jim, he was such an influence for us in helping us get this going that we just couldn't think of a better first visit. It's been good. It's been fulfilling for us to be able to do this, and it's also fulfilling, again, for the people that we're going to visit.
So we have covered a lot. Is there anything else that you would like to tell our viewers that we might have missed?
Well, I just want to say, that we can't honor these folks enough for putting on the badge or putting on the uniform. And when the bad things happen, normal citizens go away from the danger, and all of you people go towards it. And that's something that is not for everybody, and we need to really, really appreciate the fact that the people that run towards the danger are vastly underappreciated. And so that's what we want to let people know, that this is a way to let them know that, hey, you are appreciated. We do appreciate you. When I have an emergency, and let's face it, you encounter the general public on one of their worst days, whether it's a car accident or a fire or a burglary or whatever it happens to be. You see us at our worst, and we see you at your best. And so that's our focus, is to just let you know that, hey, we care, we appreciate you, and we want you to know that we care.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us today. Really appreciate it. It's been a great experience.
Well, thank you, Kelly. It's been fun. I appreciate it very much.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Of course.
Yes. Have you ever asked for help yourself?
It's always tough, right?
I always feel like I can solve my own problems, but eventually, you just can't deal with it on your own.
And you start to question, maybe people would be better off without me. When you realize that you're not alone, once you take that first step, there's so much support.
Welcome back to First Responder TV. It's time for Scam Alert. This segment alerts the public on scams that have been reported to local police departments.
On Facebook, the Wayzata Police Department posted that residents are receiving phone calls and voicemails from individuals claiming to be Wayzata police officers. While officers can reach out from their work-issued phone numbers, scammers are trying to impersonate them. If you are in doubt, check it out. Here are some helpful tips to verify if an officer is trying to contact you. Officers will never solicit funds from you. Officers will never threaten or harass you. Officers have voicemails set up identifying who they are. Verify officers through the Wayzata Police Department office at 952-404-5340. Verify officers through Hennepin County Non-Emergency Dispatch at 952-258-5321. If you receive any calls from the Wayzata Police Department that you think are a scam, please contact their office at 952-404-5340. Text messages are a common way for companies to connect with customers. Now, scammers are seizing the opportunity to steal from people. A fake text message claims to be from the United States Postal Service. The fake message says, "The USPS package has arrived at the warehouse and cannot be delivered due to incomplete address information. Please confirm your address in the link." While USPS Post Office does send legitimate texts, this is not one of them. The text will be informational, not a call to action. USPS will not present a do this or else situation, nor will it reach out about unclaimed packages. USPS will not send customers text messages or emails without a customer first requesting the service with a tracking number. USPS said they do not send links via a text message. To report USPS-related smishing, send an email to spam@uspis.gov. Provide your name in the email and also attach a screenshot of the text message showing the phone number of the sender and the date sent. Include any relevant details in your email. For example, if you clicked the link, if you lost money, or if you provided any personal information. Forward the smishing text message to 7726. This will assist with reporting the scam phone number to your cell phone carrier. The Postal Inspection Service will contact you if more information is needed. State leaders are warning of a new scam targeting Minnesotans who are no longer eligible for medical assistance. The Minnesota Department of Commerce and MNsure issued a joint statement specifically for Minnesotans who submitted their medical assistance renewal paperwork, found out they did not qualify, and now need new health insurance. Scammers have pretended to be selling a bogus insurance product through MNsure, or have taken money by saying they must pay for help enrolling in a plan or a premium upfront over the phone. MNsure.org is the safest place for consumers to shop for and buy health insurance with confidence, or connect with a trusted MNsure certified assister for free application and enrollment help. The joint statement gave 3 tips for consumers to confirm that you're working with MNsure. Check the website URL. Make sure you click on MNsure.org if using a search engine, or type MNsure.org into the address bar. MNsure.org has a cost estimator tool that allows you to shop for health plans without submitting your contact information. Be careful with websites that insist on collecting your phone number to provide you with an estimate. Providing your phone number to these websites may lead to numerous unwanted calls. Watch out for unsolicited calls and requests for payment over the phone. MNsure will never cold call you to try and sell you health insurance or give your phone number to a broker without your prior permission. And MNsure will never call and ask for a social security number, credit card, or bank account number. If you are asked to pay for assistance getting health insurance through MNsure or think you have been scammed, report it to MNsure immediately by calling the Anonymous Complaints telephone line at 844-466-7873. Report the person's name, organization, contact information, and website you used. MNsure refers cases to the Minnesota Department of Commerce Enforcement Division, which investigates fraud complaints from consumers.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Coming up, here's a First Responder TV segment from the vault. Ice on any lake is never 100% safe. Ice-related emergencies occur frequently. To prepare for different emergencies, the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office provides ice rescue training for lake area public safety departments.
Sheriff's Office is here to help you.
Annually, the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office Water Patrol Unit provides ice rescue training to the fire departments in Hennepin County. And that's what we're conducting here tonight. The goal of this training is to make it easier for the fire departments and the deputies to work together. We're not always in the right place at the right time if a water emergency comes out, so we rely heavily on our fire department partners to possibly start a rescue or meet us at the same time. And working together on these training scenarios helps us understand how each other operates, so we're kind of operating on the same level.
I'm John, I'm with the fire department. What's your name?
I hope that they get comfortable with the ice rescue suits we're wearing, which is a dry suit with a snowmobile suit basically zipped or velcroed inside for thermal protection. They retain a lot of air when you initially get in, so we teach them how to remove the air from the suit so it fits a little tighter, and just get comfortable being in the water and understand that they are protected while they're wearing this.
Sheriff's Office, I'm here to help you. Just stay calm, listen to my voice.
We're simulating rescues. We're simulating single firefighter or single deputy rescues and tandem deputy or tandem firefighter rescues.
Okay, I'm coming up behind you. Stay on the ice shelf.
We'll use tools as a rescue sling, which is similar to a pool noodle with a piece of webbing in it.
My name's Travis. I'm going to crawl to you and hand you this noodle.
Sometimes we're incorporating a floating Stokes basket, which helps with spinal mobilization.
I'm going to hold on to you. Just stay on your back and float for me, all right?
It's just important that we get to work together. We can't emulate all scenarios, but we try our best.
Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to turn and face the pole. I'm going to come up behind you. I'm going to put a rope around you.
If you fall through the ice, initially you're going to have a gasp reflex. You're going to take in a big breath just because of the shock of the temp difference. You need to remain calm. You just need to tread water. You need to turn around, get your bearings. Where did I come from? You know, what building did I walk from? Can I see my tracks in the snow? You need to turn around and go back to those tracks because that ice held you right up until you fell in. That's going to be the strongest ice you know of in the area.
Don't let go of that ice shelf, are you all right?
Okay.
All right, we're going to get you out of the water pretty quick here.
Well, it's important to be ready at all times. We don't know when we're going to get the call that somebody fell in, and it's good to work with these guys side by side. It forms good relationships. We don't always know each other's names, but we got to work together in that emergency situation effectively.
Thank you for watching First Responder TV, your local public safety source. If you have an idea for a segment, an upcoming public safety or fire prevention event, please let us know. This is Kellie Murphy-Ringate giving you information you can use, share, or to live by. See you next time.